So, I want to talk about something that I've been noticing on YouTube, and y'all just gonna have to deal with me in my car, right? I want to talk about things that are blocking us. I noticed a lot of people are on YouTube with issues that really need some professional help. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a nothing. I'm not a none of that, but there are people exhibiting behaviors that really would benefit in some counseling, some therapy. And I noticed, you notice I'm brown, right? So a brown lady telling people, y'all need to get some therapy. Well, bitch, have you got therapy? Yes, I did. I had to get therapy. I had to get therapy for rape trauma. Okay? I had a white lady. She was my therapist. I know RBR talk buku buckets of shit about that, but that is who I was able to get. That's who I talked to, and even still to this day, if I need some help, I will talk to her. Now, in the community, our people, even my grandmother, who I love so dearly, would have been kind of against talking to outsiders for help. And I'm going to tell you guys this, you have to talk to somebody to get rid of some of those feelings and behaviors that are undoing yourself. Once I got therapy and I needed meds, I happen to needed meds. Once I got on my meds and everything, I was able to function a lot better. I was able to get things done. I was able to create my list, what I love so much, and check those shits off. And I was able to get my goals, my mini goals, my minute goals. I was able to start organizing my life. It wasn't in a damn shambles. My life wasn't really in a shambles to begin with, but there was like things. You want to know one of my first goals was to continue to keep the same type of insurance on my car for more than 3 months. Just 3 months. Insurance on my car. Not this car. I had a different one. I had a little Honda 5-speed Honda Accord. I loved it, my car. But damn, that thing always had issues with the radiator. I could change the radiator right now in about an hour and a half. That's how many times I had to change that damn thing's radiator. It was annoying. So what I want to say is, when we experience blocks in our life, obstacles, sometimes we do need people to help us. Otherwise, we will be a toxicity to ourselves. And that's no good, because you can't get out of something if you don't have the tools to get yourself out of it. Therapy is very scary, and I actually needed to take some meds sometimes when I'm just trying to get the right. I actually needed to take some meds sometimes when I needed to go, or when I needed to says free firewood, ain't no firewood on that shit. When I needed to go, or when I needed to come home, because I would be going through and processing things. I trust my therapist. If you don't trust your therapist, you got the wrong therapist. You're going to have a good 6 months before you are able to talk to this person. You can get a black therapist, you can get a man therapist, you can get a woman therapist, you can get a white man, white woman, white anybody, anything. If it doesn't work for you, don't do it. Don't continue to do it. If you don't feel like this person is out to get you, if you feel like this person is out to get you, don't keep going to that therapist. Just ask that therapist, say, may I have, can you give me something else? Can you give me some other things to do? Because the therapist will always, or should meet you where you are. When I first went to therapy, I would not talk about my childhood. Wasn't interested, because my grandma told me, it's not you, it's not your fault. He's a fucked up individual. She was right. Don't you think about it no more. So for the longest, I don't think about it no more. That's how I went about my life. But yet, in the back of my mind, I was thinking about it. It was bothering me. It was causing me not to be able to have sexual relations with men. We're going to talk about my baby daddies that were effective. Like, I was married, and my husband, it was fine and everything, but I could never actually get in the moment. I don't know how many of you all are out there that have had somebody assault you, and God only knows, if you're thinking it was your fault, what type of terrible situation. How do you get from being assaulted, somebody penetrating you, somebody doing something to you, to getting into the mindset of this person, this man loves you and wants to have a experience with you that is combining your bodies or whatever the hell y'all into, and it's a good enriching experience. That's really difficult to get to when all you know is somebody damn using you as a tool. So you have to talk to somebody to tell you how to get out of that, because otherwise you're going to be continuing to seek relationships that you feel comfortable in, which would mean you're only comfortable when somebody's using you, which is a toxic relationship. So I'm telling you, a lot of us need to get therapy. I don't know who from, I don't know who how, I don't know who when, but I do know who what. You do need therapy. People need therapy, because we cannot continue carrying on like this and harming each other. We can't continue on harming each other. Now, there's some people on YouTube I don't fucking like, and there's some people on YouTube that don't fucking like me, and guess what? I don't care. It's cool. It's cool. It's wonderful. It's great. Carry on. I'll sign that in blue or black ink. You ain't gotta like me. I don't care. But we need some therapy, and we need to stop being so distrustful. Well, you can be distrustful, but you need to try and work towards figuring out how to get out of this bad damn cycle. We're stuck in a fucking trauma tunnel. You don't have to keep going through this stuff over and over and over and over and over and over again. We don't have to. It's not necessary. There's a parade going on down here. I wonder if my boo-boo is around here. Nope, I didn't see him. We need to get into a place where we feel comfortable, where the person is going to meet us where we are at. If you don't want to talk about how, let's say, how your mom used to beat you, a lot of us don't really realize that there's another way to parent than with a switch and a belt, because we were all raised like that. I know I was. I don't parent like that. I'm not saying not a cut towards my mom or anything like that, because actually she's a lot different now. But I'm not a kid anymore either. And for a little while I parented like that. I parented like a damn tyrant. And my oldest two children are different than my twins. And who knows how that is going to play out when they get older. But I know that this is kind of damn hard. Shit. I know that by me showing them how I make an example of what we need to do, how we get along, because I'm not I love my children, but I'm not one of those mothers that are always hugging and kissing and carrying on. That's not my personality type, never has been. I wasn't into bears and Barbie dolls and all that bullshit. I wanted what did I want? I wanted a damn beatbox and a Simon Says and a speaking spell. I wanted techie stuff to begin with. when I wanted, I more or less wanted damn tools and shit. Like, I wanted to know how stuff worked. I could break up something and undo it and redo it. I saw my grandfather at the shipyard in Philadelphia, so that's what I patterned off of. So I'm not a real lovey-dovey mom. I'm a supportive mom, but I'm not a real lovey-dovey mom. And I hope my kids find somebody, a spouse, or a partner that is kind of whatever it is that they need, healthy. Like, I know that I tend to get with or attract men that are real, like, lovey-dovey. I don't understand that shit myself, because like I'm not like that. Why? Because something must have happened to them where somebody was all cuddly coochie coo and all that shit. I can't take it. I cannot. Don't come near me with all that damn hearts and Cupid and shit. This car getting hot. Hearts and Cupid and shit. I don't like it. But what I'm saying is, things happen in our life for some kind of reason, and then things you go through life on some type of trajectory, and it's important that you know what it is that or it's important you know how or why or what has happened to make you be like that. I know what happened to me when I was a kid that makes me a little saucy. I know what happens, how I behave when I am in defense mode. I know how I behave when I feel safe and secure. I behave a whole nother different way. A lot of these women on YouTube, they are ladies, and they will crank down, and they will get in their feminine ways if they feel safe, but they don't feel safe. I mean, it's really hard for me to see all this wanting to off with their head, the single baby mamas off with their head, the men that have been raised by single mothers. These women have been left abandoned by their whomever, because somebody hurt them and they hurt somebody, and now they're raising these guys that are wimpy and whiny or whatever the hell they are, and non-functional almost. We all need to go. I would almost say everybody need to get out of school for a year and go to goddamn therapy. Everybody. Because if we don't understand why the hell we're doing something, why the hell we're seeming to make the choices we make, because that shit's all subconscious, If we don't understand that, then we're going to continue repeating the same thing over and over and over and over again, and we're just never going to get any damn where. And it's terrible. It's damn terrible. It really is. We are a bunch of hurt people, and we're running around hurting people and creating little people that are going to grow up and be hurt people and hurting people. And I just felt compelled to say something. I have a friend, and everybody knows that he's on YouTube and everything, and he is really going hard on some people. This is not a video to tell him to stop. I'm not saying anything. I have no opinions about this. This is a video saying that I understand what happened. I understand what it is that's going on. I understand, because I'm one of those people that have had some trauma when I was a kid, and it was coming through in my everyday life, but not really certain as to why things were happening some sort of type of way for me. My kids never got taken away. I never had none of that happen, anything like that. I always had a job. I always was successful. I always was happy. I always was nice. But like relationships with guys, I couldn't feel safe. I didn't feel safe, and it wasn't the feel safe. I didn't think somebody was going to hit me or something like that. It just, I didn't feel safe enough to get vulnerable enough to when you make love, to have I just didn't feel vulnerable enough to let go and be vulnerable enough to let that person in. And maybe these guys, excuse me, no, my glass is sliding out. Maybe these guys out here are feeling that, and they don't feel appreciated. Maybe they don't feel like they are actually you know how Tommy says BT1000, maybe they feel like they're loving on a machine or something like that. Maybe they don't feel like you got a heart. Maybe they feel like you don't have warm blood coursing through you or something like that. But these guys have feelings, and it's just what do I want to say? It's just a matter of figuring out who the person is that you need to balance you out. And sometimes you need to go to therapy to achieve and accomplish that goal. And I would say that go to therapy. A lot of us are running around with PTSD and don't even know it. I'll give you an example. 60 minutes. Okay, I'll give you an example. I had PTSD and I didn't know it. I thought PTSD was only for people who have been to war, military men. And no, I had PTSD from domestic violence, from a sexual domestic a partner. I didn't know that, but I had it. And once I started, I had flashbacks and all that shit. Same thing. Scared of slamming doors, scared of loud noises, all of that. Scared. I would faint like them damn billy goats, and them goats that pass out, fainting goats. I would do the same damn thing. I was just petrified. And I was getting parenting classes, and the lady that was doing my parenting classes, I was telling her, I was like, oh my God, something's wrong. I was shaking, anxious, nervous, something, I don't know what had happened, but this particular day I had taken the time to ask her. I was like, what do you think is going on with me? Because why am I nervous? Can't stand doors slamming. I keep having the same damn dream, somebody doing something to me. How often do you have it? Maybe 3 or 4 times a week. There's some vets that don't have the I have flashbacks. There's some vets that don't have the same nightmare 3 or 4 times a week, and they've been in combat. So I might have been in a worse state than some of them. Never know. I don't know. I didn't ask. I'm just saying that. And she says, have you ever looked up PTSD? Yeah, I know what PTSD is. It's for combat veterans. Combat, people shell shocked every time they hear a boom, they jump. She said, I want you to look it up. And I kept kind of brushing it off. And she said, I want you to look it up. And I said, okay, Katie, for you, I'll look it up. Looked it up. And oh my God, my life began to change at that moment. Because I'm the type of person that I need. Sorry. My life began to change at that moment because I'm the type of person that needs information. I don't necessarily need somebody to tell me. I just need somebody to tell me what to do. Right? What do I do with this? What is it? What is this? Show me a page. Give me a page out of the book for what do I want to do. I need a recipe basically for what I'm asking for. I need the what does post-traumatic stress disorder look like? I need a snapshot of what it is. I don't need you to tell me how to fix it. I just need you to tell me what it is. Once I identify what it is, then I can go through and say, oh, I gotta fix this, I gotta fix that, I gotta do something with this, I gotta address that. And I can go through systematically with my damn list that I told you I love so much and fix it. And once I got to the point where I understood I have PTSD. I have really bad PTSD. I have PTSD so bad that I qualify for Social Security. Yeah. have been for a while. So once I got to that point, I noticed that my therapy needed to crank up a notch, because I was just going into therapy not talking about what the hell has happened that got me there, that made me pick whomever, that put me on that trajectory. Things in my life started changing. I wound up digging for information, and as you all know, I bought a house, I bought a this, I did a that, and I started on my journey. And my journey is it's not gonna end. It's never gonna end. It's gonna end when I die. But my goal is to get a black card. I want y'all to damn know I want a black card, bitch. And as you see, 20 minutes now. As you see, I'm out here talking about it. I'm out here sharing, bearing my soul about what has happened to me. Because if it's happened to me, I know it's happened to you guys. I know it's happened to a lot of people, and we need to talk. We need to talk. We need to talk. We need to tell each other it's okay. We need to get our guys understanding what the hell some of us go through, and understanding that guys go through some bullshit as well. There's some I almost feel worse for when I hear guys that have gone, look at me, I'm crawling in my skin for guys that go through that. I almost feel worse when I hear guys that have been assaulted, assailed, and left for granted. I hate it. I hate hearing about it. I love our guys. I know I'm always talking. I know y'all know what I be talking about and everything, but I love our guys. I love men. They're wonderful. They're wonderful to be around. They're wonderful to see doing and thriving. But we really, really, really gotta get some therapy out here. Damn it. If you have some therapy in your area where you can go to a group, a therapy group, go sit your ass in that group. You can sit in the back, just like at church. You can sit in the back. Oh, speaking of church, if you have church and they say, "Oh, don't worry about it, pray, God can pray it off," well, please leave that church alone, because they're not taking your shit seriously. You could have a panic attack where you really harm yourself and or somebody. And that's very serious. If you feel that way, you need to talk to somebody, and you need to really get to somebody. You can't necessarily call me, but listen, I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. You don't want to have, and you know what? If you're not doing anything to harm your children, they're not getting right. Come take your children. That's another damn misnomer people talk about. So that's all I wanted to say. Just take care.